Hello there and welcome. Today I want to talk a little bit about API security because Atlassian Community have a new article by, let's see, his name is Kunvar, and the head of security for the Atlassian Cloud. And he has announced a few new really exciting things. So if you are like me and you like security and you like to make sure that your API is not being abused, this could be interesting for you. So let's jump into the article. So here we are now in the article, and if you look at this one, you will see now improved API security and extended authentication policy controls for our cloud customers. And you probably have seen some of these, so you have now the expiry for API tokens and SCIM API keys, so you will have them at a maximum of 12 months. So you will actually have those here, so they will auto-expire, and you should probably put them into your policies there for when you renew APIs and also when you review your integrations probably. So you can make sure that you have that at the same time and then create a new or extend the API keys that you have then for another year or shorter period if you are using shorter period. But this one we already knew about. And this one is one of the new ones. So this one is then that you can actually define the scope. So not only can you just let everyone have access to everything, you can actually, now then, let me see if I can put it into view. So you can then set then, maybe I should zoom out a little bit, like that. So you can then define then what read writes, what write writes, you can have managed configuration, search, and also if they can view content. So this is a new thing that you can use then to even further secure your APIs. And I like this one. This one would probably take some time to actually test out and also to set policies for or standards for, so we can actually recommend it to people so they know what do these things actually mean and what kind of potential issues could it have for different read writes, for example, and specifically then for writes and stuff like that. So this one could be really, really interesting, and we're probably going to have some fun with this one and probably make a video a little bit later on this one. So let me zoom in again so you can see it again. So this one was adding scopes then, so you can actually define the scope for it. And manage the Orphaned API keys. So if someone leaves, for example, and you see that they leave something behind, now you can actually manage this one. This one has also been out for a while. And then this one is something that I really, really like. So they have an early access program for service accounts. So if you are like me in the past and you created some dummy accounts, so you can actually control the access to that API account, and then you assign that one then to whatever integration you actually have connected to it. So this is cumbersome and it's difficult to work with, and it's a little bit annoying. But what they are actually looking at here then, what it sounds like, I haven't confirmed this one, is that they will now have some new object for this one instead that is referred to as a service account. Because what they're saying that they want to eliminate the need to maintain password, single sign-on or two-factor authentication that are for accounts that are only created to run scripts and integrations, which is great, but it needs to have a very strong security for it. But basically, I can see this one as sort of an internal user, but it's only available in the admin section of in some way. So this one I think is awesome. I'm really looking forward to this one, and I will absolutely try to get in the early access program for this one. And then you have the standard ones that you have here. You probably already are working with those, the default authentication policies. So this is what you set up in Guard, so you can actually have then allow block API tokens. So what you would normally do is you will have one policy for your users, and then you will block all API tokens for them, so they cannot create it unless you want them to be able to create it. I usually don't allow that. And then you enforce two-factor authentication unless you have that in the AD. And then you can bulk revoke tokens then to see that delete everything. This is great if you're migrating, for example, to organizations. And then if you want, or rather, if you need for your integration, you will create a new policy then where you have these, I call them saint accounts. So they are then a service account for integration. So that's why I call them saint. And then you will then manually create them, put them in a new policy where you allow API tokens. So hopefully now this one will allow us then to not have to do that workaround, and you can still have a secure API connections. So I really, really like this one. I will leave a comment or I will leave a link to this one in the description here, so you can actually go in and check it out. But Kunvar, if you're watching this one, I love this one. I love that you are continuously working on it. So keep up the good work, and let's make things more secure for our cloud customers. So I just wanted to do this quick video for this one. And as always, I hope that you will have a great day and an awesome week.